Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. In today's video, we have an extremely impressive crown minted during Oliver Cromwell's time as Lord Protector. I met my friend Phil for a pint and a catch-up, and he brought along this magnificent coin that he had purchased. A once-in-a-lifetime dream come true for me, as I had never and will never be able to justify buying such a coin. Special thanks to him for letting me make a video on it, and many more videos will be coming with coins from his collection in the very near future. So let's talk a bit about Cromwell first. Oliver Cromwell was a political and military leader in the 17th century England who served as Lord Protector, or Head of State, of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland and Ireland for a 5-year period until his death in 1658. Cromwell was well known for being ruthless in battle, and he twice led successful efforts to remove the British monarch from power. Called a dictator by some, Cromwell, a devout Puritan, was particularly intolerant of Catholics and Quakers, though he is also credited by others for helping lead Great Britain towards a constitutional government. Cromwell was first elected to Parliament representing Huntingdon in 1628. Though this marked the start of his political career, his success in the halls of power was not matched in other aspects of his life. In 1631, for example, Cromwell was forced to sell much of his land holdings in Huntingdon following a dispute with the local officials. In addition, he was reportedly treated from melancholy or depression at this time. Charles I may have reconvened Parliament, but this Commonwealth remained a fragile state. In 1642, an armed conflict began between troops loyal to Parliament, the new model army, against those allied with the monarchy. This was known as the English Civil War, and it was during this time that Cromwell's career as a military leader was born. Oliver Cromwell and others leading the Parliament side also differed significantly from Charles I in their religious views, which helped fuel the conflict. By the end of 1648, the parliamentarians had won a decisive victory in the Second English Civil War. After Pride's Purge, in which troops under the command of Colonel Thomas Pride arrested those in Parliament still loyal to the monarch, the chamber was reconvened with a membership that was decidedly anti-monarch. In the aftermath of the purge, the remaining parliamentarians voted to arrest and execute Charles I. Cromwell returned from the north of England to become the third member of Parliament to sign the resulting document ordering the king's arrest, and Charles I was beheaded in January 1649. Cromwell returned to England in 1650 after the Scots proclaimed as King Charles II, son of Charles I. Cromwell would lead a subsequent military campaign against the Scots, including a decisive victory at Dundee. With the Scots defeated, Parliament reformed in 1651. Cromwell sought to push the legislative body to call for new elections and establish a united government over England, Scotland and Ireland. When some opposed, Cromwell forcibly disbanded Parliament. Several months later, following various attempts to establish a government, John Lambert, himself a key parliamentarian during the English Civil Wars, drafted a new constitution, effectively making Cromwell Lord Protector for life. Although he frequently emphasised post-Civil War healing in his public speeches, Cromwell dissolved Parliament again in 1655, when the legislative body began debating constitutional reforms. The so-called Second Protectorate Parliament, instated in 1657, offered to make Cromwell king. However, given that he had fought so hard to abolish the monarchy, he refused the post, and was ceremoniously appointed Lord Protector for the second time. So that was a bit about Oliver Cromwell. So now we will look at this beautiful coin in more detail. His coins were designed by Thomas Simon, who was Cromwell's chief engraver. Coins were struck during the Commonwealth period after the execution of Charles I in 1649, displaying Cromwell's Puritan beliefs. The wording appeared in English rather than Latin, and the monarch's portrait was abandoned, resulting in a very heraldic coin. But the Puritan style was abandoned towards the end of Cromwell's time as Lord Protector, when there were proposals for a complete revision of the royalist style, which is where this design comes from. The portrait styles Cromwell as a Roman emperor, featuring robes, wreaths, and Latin inscriptions in the marked departure from the previous coins minted since Charles I's execution. The careful and elaborate design suggests that there was a clear intent to issue Cromwell coins. However, despite a small number being minted, there is no evidence that they ever made it into circulation. It was said that these coins were given out as presentation pieces, and not for general use, and unfortunately for me, who dreams of owning one day, are extremely expensive. Cromwell's engraver, Thomas Simon, studied under the French engraver Nicolas Braille. If you have watched a few of my videos on the channel before, You'll know that the French engraver Nicolas Braille designed a way for the mint to produce even and well-balanced milled coins during the reign of Charles I. Thomas was also in competition with his 3 brothers throughout his career, as they all worked at the mint as well. The coin has a beautiful dark cabinet tone, with hints of blue that isn't picked up on the camera. Oliver's drapery has a lovely textured feel that is also very appealing to the eye, and because these weren't issued for circulation, are almost always in top condition. The author's legend translates to Oliver, by the grace of God, protector of the Republic of England, Scotland, Ireland, etc. Then on the reverse, the legend translates to peace is sought through war. It's a very famous phrase that has been used from the Roman Empire through to modern presidency. This coin was minted in 1648, the year that Oliver Cromwell died. The year after, Charles II restored the Scottish monarchy, and then the English monarchy in 1660. This coin is being put up for sale for just under £10,000, being relatively cheap for its condition, and yes, I said cheap. So special thanks to Phil for bringing Oliver Cromwell to Spoons for a pint, and for allowing me to hold, admire, and record this very special coin. I'm off to view Phil's collection in the near future, and I'll be able to show coins to you all that I will only ever dream of owning. Exciting things to come, so make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell turned on so you never miss a video here on the channel. And if you'd like to see the video of me talking to Phil about his collection and time collecting, then links will be on screen now or in the description. Thank you all for watching and for your continued support. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and as always, keep collecting!